Hey everybody, it's ASIC Eric and Pops. Who's feeling better? Thank you everybody for all the well wishes. Pops is doing a lot better, thank you. Today we start the installation process of the LS3. First order of business is we have to swap the oil pan. I was wrong in an earlier video. I said the oil pan that was in this would actually work in the Camaro. This one won't. They have a muscle car version of the oil pan, which comes to about here and it goes further down, I think. This is not that one. This would hit the cross member, I'm pretty sure. But no matter what, it's way too deep. So this has to come off. And we are going to put it up on the engine hoist to do that. So first thing we did, we went over to Home Depot and got some bolts for this. These are M10 by 1.5, and we went with 30 millimeter bolts for that, grade 10.9. And so we'll go ahead and get that going first. So first problem we run into, can't get the engine stand on there, or the engine hoist, because of the pallet. So we wedged a 2x4 under it right there. We're gonna saw this off here to allow us to get the engine hoist in there. Well, that took a little more hacking than I would have liked. So we put these 2x4s in here and nailed them in place, trying to keep them from tipping, because it's really just that center brace that's left of the pallet. So we're ready to go here. I took off the evap purge valve solenoid, sorry, because it was right here, so we're going to use these corner points everywhere here. Thanks to Shad Van for recommending this guy. I picked this up off of Summit, so hopefully this will keep me from chewing up my beautiful shiny heads here. Anyway, we're going to give it a try, see what happens here. Oh, here goes nothing. Jesus. God bless you, God bless you. Rise! Rise!
Spray it! Flying!
Yep. So I don't know how we're going to get that pallet out of there.
Do you want to get it out?
Well, I'd like to get it out of there. Oh.
Huh?
That was easy. Wasn't so bad.
Not hanging up any there? It's hanging on the wheel. Long post there, this one. So you have to lift that up if you can. I would. This guy's stuck.
Yeah,
you lift it over by hand, remember?
Yeah, I see. Yeah, we'll figure this out. Alright, there we go. He's floating. I get to work on that oil pan. First thing we gotta do is drain the oil. It actually came with oil. That was an open question. That held a lot more oil than I thought. That was just about 8 quarts of oil in that thing. What a shame I'm gonna throw all that oil away. But that's it. Alright, we're ready to take the pan off now.
Disconnect the oil level sensor. That's what you're talking about down there.
Hang on a second.
Alright,
We got the oil pan off. So now we're going through the instructions on the Holley Oil Pan and start putting it together and get this thing ready to slam back together. Say record in the little window.
It's recording.
Alright, so you have to remove the old oil pickup tube. Put in the new unit here. So this is a new guy. Put some fresh oil on the O-ring there. And this guy should go up inside there. Oh, interesting. This bolts onto the opposite side of the pan from where the other one did. That's curious. I guess I have to move to the other side of the pan to do this, but alright, you can turn it off. Alright, we got the new oil pickup tube on there. I had to fight with this guy up here quite a bit in the front. You know, they say make sure that that tube is seated all the way up in there before you tighten it. And it took a lot of finagling to get it up in there, but we finally did. This guy is 106 inch-pounds, and all these guys along here are 18 foot-pounds. And now, I have to put the baffle in the oil pan here, the new oil pan. You put blue Loctite on these guys here, and they're 8 to 10 foot-pounds tightened. All right, we ended up having to make a road trip because we couldn't find our RTV anywhere. I don't know what happened to it. But what we've done, so we've torqued these guys down. These were, what were they? 8 to 10 foot-pounds. They're, put this guy on over here. This sticks up a little bit above the pan. I'm hoping that's not a clearance issue over there. We'll find out when we get there. And that again was torqued to 106. And then we're ready to put the oil pan gasket on and do all that stuff. But first, we got to get under here and clean all that stuff, get all the oil off of it. We decided to take that flex plate off the back so I can get around here and clean this up really good. Get all the old RTV and stuff off of here. All right, you need to put a little bead of RTV just where the front and back plates join onto the block. You can see, that's it. The oil pan gasket does the rest. All right, so we put all the oil pan bolts on hand tight. Snug them up. So all of these guys are 18 foot-pounds. The two tiny ones that go on the back of the oil pan are 106 inch-pounds. So we're gonna work your way from the center out as you tighten them down. All right, just working our way around from the center here. So that guy's done. Yep, this guy. All right, so it's got Pop swings the engine around for me. Working my way along. Ah, it's good to have a helper.
Or is it?
Smart ass. Should be done already. Hold it right there. Front one here. All right. Bring it up that way.
All right.
That way. Okay, hold it. I think this guy's done. Check this back. Spin it. Keep going. No, other way. Other way. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. All right, let's go check them all. So all of these, as I said, are 18 foot-pounds. Okay, spin it. Hold it. Okay, keep going. Hold it. Okay, keep going. Oops. Keep going. Okay. All right, and then the last two at the back, so those are 106 inch-pounds. I'll do those. I have my inch-pound torque wrench here. I'm running out of film on that, or storage. Okay, bring it around. Other way. Just keep spinning it.
Not a stretch there.
Oh, sorry, go the other way then. Sorry. Okay. That's it.
That's it?
Yep. All right, and last but not least on this oil drain plug is 18 foot-pounds as well. And then the oil filter adapter there, that's 40 foot-pounds, and that requires a 24 millimeter deep well socket. And that is done. All looks good. Now, we didn't change the windage tray or anything, so I don't think we're gonna have any clearance issues on here. So everything should be good. I don't think, if you have the 302-2 pan, like the G-body pan, where this is cut lower here, you got to make sure you got clearance there. I think CJ, when he did his oil pan, CountrySideClub, he had to clearance his pan a little bit to make sure it doesn't hit. This one is good up to, I think, 4 1/4, 4.5 inch stroke, I forget. This is a 6.2 liter, so it's not even close, so shouldn't have any issues there. Anyway, we're gonna take the oil filter off that old pan. We'll reuse that. There's no point in not reusing that. All right, we ended up with 2 extra parts. These are used if you have the 302-2 pan, which we don't, so we didn't need those. Then we got everything done. We looked at this. So that's sitting there, and I don't know what that is. Nothing in the instructions mentioned anything about it, so hopefully we didn't need that. So if anybody can let me know what the heck that's all about. I'm guessing it's something to do with the oil filter, but I don't know. I don't see anything, so let me know, please. Thank you. All right, I had mentioned this before, that I'm switching to the polyurethane inserts. I ordered the Holley clamshells, but they're on back order. Can't get them on time. So what I'm going to do is drill these guys out here, and hopefully this thing will come apart pretty easily, destroying a brand new clamshell, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So thanks to Mr. Get In There for that idea. I would not have thought of that. Just drill those guys out. Boom, there you go. Like a 5/16 bit, I think. Just really easy, came right off. Awesome tip, thanks bud. Alright, so we got those all apart, cleaned them up with brake cleaner. They're all nice and shiny. I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with this stuff. This is what I use for the little brake brackets and stuff. So this comes out to be a nice satin black, so it matches pretty closely to the subframe and stuff that I painted. And it's epoxy, so you don't need primer or anything, just one-stop shop. I don't care about the temperature so much. I don't think these things are going to get that hot, but anyway, so go ahead and shoot a coat of paint on them. And these are the polyurethane inserts I got from Energy Suspension. I've gone back and forth on whether I want to use red stuff or black stuff. I've gone with red for all the bushings and things so far. We'll see how it looks when it all comes together. I think it kind of makes sense. You know, you got the red calipers and stuff in there and red body mounts and things. I think it makes sense, but yeah, we'll see once it all gets put together. Going along pretty nicely. This is basically what I wanted to get done today. Oil pan. I don't have an oil filter removal tool, so Pops is going to pick one of those up at Ace for tomorrow, so we can put the oil filter on. But anyway, this stuff's drying, as you can see, so we get these done. Tomorrow they'll be nice and dry, put them together, and tomorrow the engine goes in the car, and we're all ready to drop it in. So that'll be cool. So as soon as the engine's in, then we can start looking for clearance issues and stuff like that, put the manifolds on. That's actually a question for you guys, which I didn't know. The cats didn't come with the nuts to go on. Is there anything special I need to do there on exhaust on these guys, and should I be using anti-seize on them or anything like that on the exhaust nuts? Let me know what you guys think about that. But anyway, we're going to wrap it up here, I think. I'm not going to have you guys sit around and wait for paint to dry. So this is LS swap part 1. Everything's going along according to schedule, so hopefully this week we'll bang it out and get it done. So I will talk to you guys and gals tomorrow.